Today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madera Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift. On Global 99.5 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm. And as always, it's a pleasure to be in your company today. Thank you so much for tuning in and making GPS a part of your afternoon routine. Today is a Masterclass Monday. And we look at the Constitution with Professor Sidney McArthur, Walter Thompson. But before we dive in, I'm going to go ahead and show you or tell you how you can tune in with your questions or comments if you would like to ask Professor something for the sake of clarification. So the telephone number is 3260271. 3260271, 3260272, and the WhatsApp line for messages and calls is 801-0271, 801-0271. We are streaming live on Facebook, on the official Michelle Malcolm Facebook page, as well as the official Global 99.5 FM page, also streaming live on YouTube, and you can watch us on Cable Bahamas channel 974, or you can download the Global 99.5 FM app to your smart device and check us out there. You can also listen by way of radio. Global 99.5 FM is where you will find us on the dial here in Providence, and thank you to all of you who have tuned in, whether it's here in New Providence or Grand Bahama, across the family of islands. Those of you watching, you can see me dig into my diagram for my notes. Family of islands, and those of you who are listening around the country and outside the country, a huge welcome to you all. So every Monday, we look at the Constitution of Bahamas. And I just want to make sure the professor's camera is set up right before we go back to him. Make sure he's centered. Okay, I think that'll do it. Let's see how it looks. There we go. Professor.
Yes, ma'am.
Happy birthday to you. Everybody join in. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Professor Thompson. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
And many more.
Professor Thompson is the birthday boy today. Let's give him a round of applause. Happy birthday, Professor. I want you to know that I appreciate you 1,000% more today because it was my birthday. Because it was my birthday. I ain't know if I was coming in here. The professor decided that it's his special day. Even though today is his special day. 25th today. He celebrates his 25th today.
They begin down how important it is.
What is something, mate? Because plenty ain't making the CRH, son. What is something to tell you? You have a call on the line already. Because plenty ain't making the CRH, son. I might as well tell you. Yes. You have a call on the line already. I suspect somebody else.
Good afternoon.
Happy birthday to him, and hope you live to see many more. Y'all continue up the good work. This is Nancy DeVoe calling. God bless y'all.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Let me make that announcement if I may.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. And I know there are thousands of you out there who listen every Monday. You appreciate what Professor Thompson is doing and what Michelle Malcolm and the station in general is doing. That is good. But now, of course, I'm going to open it up where I can encourage you to send a gift if you wish, all you listeners out there. And I'm going to give you two numbers that you can call. You call after the show, perhaps an hour after the show. The numbers are 465-5786. I'll repeat that, 465-5786. And of course, those outside the country, 242-565-564-5786. And 325-8652. 325-8652. You just call those numbers and we'll tell you just how to send those wonderful birthday gifts in. And we will appreciate it. I know a lot of you appreciate the work I've been doing. And this is time now you could show your real appreciation to Professor Sidney McArthur, Walter Thompson. And let me just say, there's much work to be done. And I appreciate you people listening, learning, and even some of you now beginning to put into practice the principles of the Constitution. And speaking of the Constitution, I was reminded by someone who told me this yesterday. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. No international law, no regional law, no national law, no statute law, no community law can ever supersede the Constitution. No MOU, I know the Prime Minister signed an MOU the other day, or any kind of agreement that the government of the Bahamas has signed and it violates Article 2 of your Constitution. Anything in any of those documents that they've signed, what we know nothing about. Now, plenty of things they signed, we don't know nothing about them. You got to go dig them up and check them out. The thing is that anything that goes contrary to the Constitution of the Bahamas, the supreme law of the land, null and void. That is what the Constitution says. So always bear that in mind. When you look at anything, any law that is passed in the House of Assembly, any international law, any regional law, any community law, any statute law, anything that is inconsistent with this Constitution shall prevail. And the other law, to the extent of its inconsistency, shall be null and void, just like it doesn't exist. So Bahamians, remember that. And the numbers again, 465-5786, 465-5786. And the other number, 325-8652, 325-8652. Call me about 1 hour after the show, and you'll be able to get me. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So, the people say, give me my flowers while I'm alive.
Of course, yes.
So those of you who are so inclined,
they can do so.
Don't be afraid to bless the professor.
Yes.
On this his birthday.
They tell me that we got a large listening audience in Grand Bahama. In fact, I didn't even know that until my sister told me about it. And some other people who live down there say, Professor, you got a large number of people listening to you every Monday.
Okay.
And I know we got a good crowd here in Providence, and maybe some in the Family Islands as well. But I must say, I am delighted that people are waking up to the Constitution. And God has me here for a purpose. He has me here to help the Bahamian people. And that's why I'm here today. I decided I'm going to put the national interest first above my own personal interest. Because, see, I can be celebrating for the next month. From this month, September 18th, to October 18th. So you got all that time in there to make up your mind what you want said. So I don't want anyone to think they can't do it today. It's over. No. 1 full month, September the 18th to October the 18th, because you might not have anything today.
You can
that's
plenty
fine.
time. Plenty
time. 1 full month. And I appreciate whatever you send in. When you call that number, you'll be told what to do.
All right.
And you can do it right from where you are. You ain't got to go no place. Right from where you are.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you very much.
We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Michelle, and the birthday boy.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
That's 3258
652
52.
465 5786.
And that is if you want to make a contribution to, to your show.
No, you call.
No, that's
okay,
that's for the birthday.
I'll give you that. Okay.
That's for the
That's
birthday,
a birthday gift. Yeah.
Okay, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Professor, I got two ones. I got two for you. Are you familiar? Because normally when countries are attempting to get their independence,
yes,
the colonizer will try to still hold on with some agreement. Are you familiar with the cooperation agreement that we might have signed? That's something that we got along with our independence document. Of course, you argue about this document, but in that agreement, it says things like if we want to set up a naval base in your territory, we have the right to. If we want to use some of your natural resources, we have the right to. Stuff like that. You familiar with the cooperation agreement that we might have signed during the independence order?
No, I'm hearing about it for the first time.
Okay, so we can't go there. Are you also familiar with the Stop the Invasion campaign that a group of lawyers are now spiriting, similar to what you're talking about?
No, I'm aware of Stop the Invasion campaign because I'm a member of the team.
Because I made a contribution. Okay,
Well, that's
good.
good.
Okay, good. So
appreciate
you're not duplicating. So see, I just wanted to make sure.
No, but that's good. That is good.
Okay, we'll be on the same page, birthday boy. Have a good day.
You. Thank you very much.
All right.
All the best. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. So, Professor, how are you celebrating your birthday today?
Well, when I go home, I'm going to relax with family members. And of course, my sister has prepared something for me.
Okay.
You know, what I must say about the women of the Bahamas, I tell the men all the time, do not despise the women.
Not if they got sense. Not if they got
sense. You better have sense. Because without the women, nothing happens. I tell the men that all the time. So let us give the women their props. And I must say, I'm very grateful for the women who assist me with these radio shows every single week. They get behind the scenes and they be working, putting information together, bringing it to me, and I'm able to check it out and see how it goes. But they have been extremely helpful. We have some men too that help as well. But I must say the women, I must appreciate the women, and they, of course, did the preparation for the birthday for the day.
All right, ladies, thank you so much for assisting Professor in this most important work that he's doing, trying to educate our public about the importance of and contents of the Constitution of the Bahamas and the rights, privileges, and responsibility that are found therein. Very, very important work.
Extremely.
That needs to be done. And I guess nothing before its time.
That's correct.
Because, as you say, you've been waiting for decades for
50 years.
For this to
50
finally
years.
Get to the point where people are showing interest.
I think it's God's timing, because what happened is that the people were not aware. I didn't get upset with them. I'm never upset with Bahamian people. People ask me a lot of questions about the Constitution. And I know it's new to them. So one has to be patient. One has to understand that it's new to the Bahamian people. They never understood it before the way I explained it to it. Also, you have any number of entities out there that are giving false information. So that is confusing to the public as well. So Bahamians always listen to those, because there are one or two others apart from myself, who are going to give you sound, vital important national information on the Constitution of your country. See, the Constitution is so important that it can change the way people behave, the way they live, the way they look at this country, the way they look at things outside this country, because we need our people to wake up. We have some very difficult, challenging problems. Even the Prime Minister mentioned that today about the challenges that lay ahead. So we can't be sleeping anymore. But I'm happy that the Bahamian people woke up and now they're beginning to move forward.
You know, I was talking to somebody about this very thing this morning.
Yes.
The way ahead. We weren't talking specifically about the Constitution, but we were talking about, well, the whole conversation started over this news about Shenandoah Cartwright and you know, being questioned by police, and here we go again. And I was just saying to my friend that, you know, I am so sick and tired of this same merry-go-round.
Yeah.
And it's not limited to one party, but, you know, one party get in and they do what they got to do to make their stuff, you know, straight. And then the next party come in and they doing what they got to do to get their stuff straight. And then the next one come in and we just keep going around the mulberry bush.
Yes, you're quite right about that.
Meanwhile, the country is sinking deeper and deeper and deeper into despair, while a handful of people are benefiting.
Yes, you're quite right.
And, you know, it's just...
But let me, I'm happy that you brought it up, Michelle, and maybe this is time for me to emphasize it again. Bahamian people, there's a vast difference between a political party and the government of the Bahamas. One can have his or her political party. The Constitution allows for that. But that particular political party or those particular political parties do not have to have the government of the Bahamas. I think this is where we are getting things all mixed up, party versus the government of the Bahamas. The Constitution speaks about the government of the Bahamas. There's only one government, but you have different administrations of that government. The difficulty has been is we have not been choosing wisely. And I always say to people, we have to make wise decisions in the personalities we're going to send to the House of Assembly. And so people get all mixed up. They think about their little political party. They think about that particular personality who may not even qualify to be a fit and proper person to be a representative. And so Bahamians have to wake up and realize the Constitution will guide you. If you follow the principles in the Constitution, you're not going to find it anywhere else. Right in the Constitution, to show you how to wisely choose a representative. Choosing a representative is serious business. We mustn't take it lightly. We have been taking it lightly for too long. And so we have suffered heavily, and people get confused. I don't want to vote no more. I ain't want to fool around with that. But we have a system of democracy almost 300 years old. And in spite of the problems we have had, God has favored us. You see how many countries around the world today are experimenting with democracy, with this parliamentary democracy that we have, which we have had for almost 300 years, since it started in 1729. And never once the Bahamian people had to fire one shot to change an administration. Bahamians, we have to keep that record, you know. I don't know of any other country in the Western Hemisphere. Now, if someone may know, well, they could tell me. From 1729 or even before then, right on up to this day, successive administrations. See, some of them just act kind of out of the way. But when that time comes, they move on the side and they go about their business. That's a good thing that we have in this country, in spite of the other issues that we have. Now, with the other issues, we have a constitution that we can use. We can change things peacefully in the Bahamas. We don't have to be like Sudan. We don't have to be like Niger. We don't have to be like some of these other countries that are experimenting, that have had blood shed repeatedly over and over and over again. Bahamians, we can't afford to have that in here because we won't even exist anymore. So we have to take this thing very seriously. We have become to be known as the people who know how to change an administration, yes. But we've still been making the same mistake, the merry-go-round thing. We have to change that and make wiser decisions in choosing a government. That is where your Constitution comes in. I'm going to have to deal with that at a later time because it's going to take a whole series of shows to deal with that, because it has to be explained in simple, basic, fundamental language. And I'm going to pull out all the points in the Constitution and give it to you in simple, basic language so you will know how to choose wisely based on the Constitution of the Bahamas.
Lord knows that's desperately needed. Like you said, on the one hand, we should be proud of our legacy and history as it relates to peaceful transfer of power.
Yes.
But if you keep putting in scoundrels,
you're going to have problems
in different colors.
Yes.
And I keep telling y'all, that ain't limited to no one party.
No, it isn't.
So don't come around here thinking, oh, this party is corrupt, and the one you affiliated with ain't.
Yes.
Because they all got scoundrels. All.
And it's mainly the personalities, and I always put it like this, the personalities whom you have trusted with the running of the national affairs of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. They're the real culprits.
Mm-hmm.
The party is one thing. They may be members of that particular political party, fine. That's their right. That's their privilege.
Absolutely.
But those who have had, and this is where you have to draw the line, Bahamians, those who have had the authority to represent the Bahamian people at the national level, who've had that power and authority in their hands to run this country, they're the real culprits. Why this country is in the state it is today.
Mm.
And it has been an accumulated effort over many, many decades, 50 years plus. And Bahamians, we have to look at it objectively. I'm not saying anything about your political party because that's not important. That's not important to me. What my concern is the Constitution, which the Bahamian people didn't know, didn't understand, were never taught. But then now, of course, we're working on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy the way how the Bahamian people are responding. And a lot of people, every time they see me, they ask a whole army of questions. My sister got to pull me away. I said, but I got to talk to the people. So give me 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Shane, how long you been waiting for this?
50 years.
Oh.
I tell the people this all the time. So I am so excited. And the day being my birthday, I said, no, I am going to come here because the national interest supersedes my birthday.
Wow. Well, we appreciate
so I take that very, very seriously.
We appreciate you, Professor.
And I'm sure that the people out there who listen, they're going to respond. And I appreciate their support. But I'll be calling on them in the future. I don't tell them. We have some serious work to do. We've got to get it done, Bahamians, to save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
All right. Well, listen, that's a good place to take a break.
Yes.
So let's take this break. When we come back, we're going to put the birthday boy to work.
Yes, ma'am.
And we will go back to comparing the Bahamas Nationality Act with the Constitution of the Bahamas. I believe when we stopped, we were at 13.
13, okay.
Yeah, right. I think we completed 12, right?
Yeah, I think you may have. But 13, that's fine. We could go from there.
Okay. All right. We'll have more on the other side of the break. Stay with us. This is GPS.
Global Paradigm Shift will return after this.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 hyperimmune egg powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, paints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Glasses love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun. And we are back. Welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm in your company, along with Professor Sidney McArthur, Walter Thompson on this Masterclass Monday as we look deeper into the Constitution of the Bahamas. The telephone numbers to call are 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0272, 326-0272. The WhatsApp line for messages or calls is 242-801-0271, 801-0271. We're streaming live on Facebook on the official Michelle Malcolm Facebook page, as well as the official Global 99.5 FM page, also streaming live on YouTube. And you can find us on Cable Bahamas Channel 974. You can also download the Global 99.5 FM app to your smart device and check us out there. Last but by no means least, you can tune in by way of radio. That's whether you're here in New Providence, 99.5 FM on the dial, or Grand Bahama, or the Family Islands. And welcome to all of you who are tuned in from outside the Bahamas. A huge welcome to you all. Okay, so Professor Thompson is leaning away from his camera. Let me make sure that we have his camera all set. I think when you touched that thing, it adjusted your wire. So okay, we should be able to get you in now. All right, so let's get Professor in here. There he is. The birthday boy is with us today, and we're talking once again the Constitution, comparing it to the Nationality Act. And I believe where we left off was we had just ended 12
1 and 2, which dealt with deprivation.
Deprivation, yes.
Yeah, let me
That's
change
correct.
the
Deprivation of the.
yeah. Let me just make sure your camera is centered so we can see you good. Okay, there we go. All right, so deprivation of citizenship to
yes.
fellow deprivation elsewhere was what we dealt with
That's
in the
correct.
Nationality Act,
Yes.
Article 12. So now
And
we're moving.
we found that there was conflict right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now we're moving to Article 13 in the Nationality Act. And for those of you who are new around here, what we're doing is we're comparing the Nationality Act, which seems to be what is governing many of the decisions that are made in this country as it relates to immigration and citizenship. We're comparing that to the Constitution of the Bahamas, which is the supreme law. And yet there seems to be, in many instances, a conflict between the two.
That's correct.
And so we're just going over both of them side by side so you can get an appreciation for the differences and know what we are supposed to be doing compared to what we are doing. So, reading from the Bahamas Nationality Act, Article 13, again, this deals with disclaimer of citizenship. 13.1 reads, any person to whom the provisions of Article 4 of the Constitution apply may, at any time prior to the 9th of July, 1974, lodge with the minister a declaration in such form as shall be prescribed to the effect that such person does not desire to become a citizen of the Bahamas.
Yes.
Okay, that's 13.1. Okay. 13.2 says the minister shall cause every declaration lodged under the provisions of this section to be registered with effect from the date of its lodgment, and from after that date, the person lodging the declaration shall be taken as having disclaimed citizenship of the Bahamas.
Now, okay, let's look at Article 4 of the Constitution.
Okay. Let's do that. I am now referring to the Constitution, looking for Article 4. And Article 4 of the Constitution reads, any application for registration under paragraph 2 of this article shall be subject to exceptions or qualifications as may be prescribed in the interests of national security or public policy. Let me make sure. No, sorry. That's the wrong thing. Okay, here it is.
Read 4.1. Article 4.
No, I didn't read 2 yet. You said 2
okay.
or 4?
No, Article 4.
Article 4.
Yeah,
okay.
He said Article 4. That's
Article
what he
4.
mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Let's see what that says.
Every person who on 9th July 1973 is a citizen of the United Kingdom and colonies, A, having become such a citizen under the British Nationality Act 1948 by virtue of his having been naturalized in the former colony of the Bahamas Islands before the act came into force, or B, having become such a citizen by virtue of his having been naturalized in the former colony of the Bahama Islands under this act, shall become a citizen of the Bahamas on 9th July 1974 unless prior to that date he has in such a manner as may be prescribed declared that he does not desire to become a citizen of the Bahamas, provided that this section shall not apply to a citizen of the United Kingdom and colonies who on 9th July 1973 possesses the citizenship or nationality of some other country.
That's correct. So now you see the Constitution is very specific. I'm getting the impression, and if I'm wrong, someone can correct me, that he's saying that this is applicable today, this part of the Nationality Act. When you read the Constitution, you see something totally different.
Okay.
Because the Constitution specifically speaks to the United Kingdom and colonies.
Right.
Up to a particular date, 1974, to be naturalized. Okay? In the former colony. Right? So the thing is that up to that point in time, if they were interested, they could apply. But here we are in 2023. Is he saying they could apply today? Is that? I wonder if that's what the minister is saying. Because everything ended for them to apply specific date, 1974, for naturalization. That's over. That's finished. United Kingdom and colonies. The Constitution is very specific. Not them fellas from Spain and them other places out there, Haiti and whatever, Dominican Republic, whatever. It doesn't apply to them. So if he's using that to say they could apply now, then he's dead wrong. This is 2023, not 1974. 1974 is the cutoff date. They could have made a choice to decide, I want to be a citizen, I don't want to be a citizen. Well, fine, you could do that. The Constitution says they could do that. But I hope he's not taking that to read into that, the 2023, that he gets some people from them other places, like he got in the Nationality Act, which conflicts with the Constitution, and making them, quote unquote, citizens of the Bahamas by a piece of paper with his name on it. That is contrary to the Constitution, because see, the thing is, the Constitution was very specific. Each article in there relating to the United Kingdom and colonies. And I think this is where the government may have gone in error in causing other people or writing up other people to say they could be citizens, because that portion of the Constitution is finished. In other words, if you want to restart that again, you have to have a referendum. The cutoff date was 1974 for the people of the United Kingdom and colonies, and they had to be naturalized under the British Nationality Act, or they were naturalized in the former colony called the Bahama Islands. You know, colony today, but they go into that. Certainly, he can't be taking that. I'm just saying, because he got that in the Nationality Act. That's finished with. So there's no naturalization for Bahamians. I see a lot of people writing in the papers they want to be naturalized.
Every day.
That is wrong. That is unconstitutional. So if he's doing that, right, and I get the impression that that's what's happening, and if it's not so, then he could say so, or the ministry could say so. The thing is, it ended July of 1974. That's it. So now, you know, you cannot apply for citizenship under something that has been cut off. Okay, let's give another example. The first article about citizenship, where it speaks to me and you and others over here. Citizens of what? The Bahama Islands, United Kingdom and colonies. We were born in the former colony now, right? July the 10th, 1973, if you so choose, you could be a citizen. That's not applicable today. If someone back then had the opportunity and didn't do it, 50-something years later, you can try to apply that. It can't wait, because the cutoff date was what? July the 10th, 1973. Either you take it or you don't take it. That's why I like the Constitution, because it puts specific deadlines and dates in writing. This is 2023, not July the 10th, 1973. So you can't use that no more. You just can't. It does not apply. And I have difficulty when I see the governor of the Bahamas using portions of the Constitution that have been expired. Section 1 is expired because, you see, it applied to those who were in the former colony. Ain't no more colony. We're a nation, 50 years plus. How you could say those people can apply? They can't. It's unconstitutional. And this is where this particular piece of legislation that they pass causes people to be confused. So they want to get naturalized. Naturalization in the Bahamas is not available today. Can't happen. It ended July of 1974. Now, If you want to resurrect that, well, then you need a referendum. That's what you need. You got to come back to the people and ask the people. That's the only way you could change an article in the Constitution. Well, most of them, anyhow, particularly the citizenship one and, matters relating to immigration. So the minister can't use the first one, which applied to me and people who were living back then, right? And then 50 years later, they want to come say they want to apply. You can't apply under that. That passed. July the 10th, 1973, that's dead. That's finished. That's history. July 1974, that passed. That's dead. That's history. You can't use it. So the problem we have in the country is, now, who's supposed to be giving them advice? I hear them talking about the Attorney General's office. Well, the Constitution say the Attorney General is the chief legal advisor to the government. I ain't got no problem with that. But you got to come up with sound constitutional principles. Because if it ain't sound, I can know if it ain't sound. And I will say it ain't sound. And unfortunately, for 50 years, that office has been giving unsound information to the government. We have the evidence to prove it. Article 6. Those who don't believe it, Article 6. One line. And they ain't get that straight yet. And the Privy Council tell them, go and follow the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Bahamas. Don't bring no Nationality Act to me. We know yet what they're going to do because they haven't said anything. How are you going to deal with the single father? And single fathers, you all got to organize yourself. See, this is the problem I have with the males in this country. A ruling has been in your favor.
And they still
sitting on their backside doing nothing. That bothers me. This is where we allow the government of the Bahamas keep walking on top of us, doing whatever they want to do, and then we look around and say, but what happened? You let them do it. But they have a ruling in their favor, and they ain't wake up to that yet. I ain't talking about the compensation part, but you're supposed to get compensation.
Wow.
But I'll leave that for another time.
Yeah.
That's another factor that needs to be considered. These people have been violated for 50 years. The fathers and their children. Single fathers, you all got to wake up, man. If you know how to organize, you call me. I'll be happy to help you all get your act together. Because it benefits me too. You see, my interest is protected when you are highly organized. See, Ms. Malcolm, this is why I said to the people, you have to get to know your people. And Bahamians, please do not forget this. Now you may have your differences with people in the area. Fine. I ain't getting into that. I am going to tell you right now, we are going to need your support in being able to deal with these national issues, these immigration issues, these citizenship issues. We are fighting very hard. But a couple of people cannot do it. It's going to take the collective will of a people. That's why you got Article 24.1. And some people get upset with me when I refer to Article 24. That's the only place you have it in the document. What do you want me to do? To go somewhere else where it doesn't say that? For the protection of your interests? Bahamians, you don't want to protect your own interests, your own children's interests? Come on, man. Where people have been walking on you and mashing you up for more than 50 years, and the ruling comes out in your favor, and you're still sleeping. Come on.
Well, I want to suggest to everyone listening to this show, it's so easy to get your hands on a copy of the Constitution. Just Google it. Bahamas Constitution or the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, either one. And it'll come up that you can download it in PDF form. Download it to your phone, your smart device, your laptop, whatever. And you can actually follow along as we go through this,
classes,
so you can get a better understanding. So it's not for a lack of access to the information. I don't know if people are reluctant because it is written in the language of
The legal language.
the legal, yeah. So people
I
may
can
be
understand that.
intimidated and say,
Yes.
man, this hurting my head. I ain't fooling with this.
Well, no, that's true, yeah.
But this is what has been used against us for 50 years.
Of course. And see the way how they write laws today, and maybe the Bahamian people need to think about this. See, what I try to tell people is we're going to have to do something the way how these laws are set up. But if you keep sitting back doing nothing, it's mashing you up day after day after day, interfering with your personal life, interfering with your family life, interfering with your community life. And all you do is just sit back and do nothing. You have to fight, Bahamians. You got to tell your representative. I haven't seen mine in 2 years. And when I do see him, I will let him get a piece of my mind.
Uh-oh.
But the point is, no, I will have to tell him because I am terribly dissatisfied. Ain't gonna get no butter and fat from me. You have to tell him the way it is. You must tell the prime minister the way it is. You must tell the government of the Bahamas the way it is, Bahamian. Whether you please or you're not pleased.
Well, the bond get a 60% approval rating according to the
That's what
survey.
someone wrote it.
What they put out the other
Yeah,
day.
I saw that, yeah.
60%.
Based on what?
Based on a survey of, what, 500 something people?
Okay. Now, let me ask this question.
Mhm.
I had them say they celebrate in 2 years.
Right.
I got one question for them.
Mhm.
What major national problems has the Davis administration? Ain't no such thing as no Davis Cooper administration. So you could just throw that in the garbage.
Mm.
What major national problems has the Davis administration done for the Bahamian people over the last 2 years? And here are the clear-cut benefits that come to the Bahamian people as a result of these major national problems having been solved. See, I'm not interested in what you tried to do. That doesn't interest me at all. Have you done something, yes or no? Not what you're trying to do. Because I heard, not cutting you off, Ms. Malcolm, but I heard the Prime Minister talk about some long-standing problems. He has said in his speech, I get a copy of that speech, so I could deal with that. To get his exact wording. He said he's been long-standing problems. Well, where the hell you been? Huh?
You know,
and so you just see, you got to listen carefully to what they write and what they say.
Right.
And you will begin to see exactly what's going on. And watch what they do. Because they say they always are acting in the best interest of Bahamian people. I disagree with that. Because anything that you pass, and the vast majority of the people, like all these things where they sign up and everything like that, people don't know nothing about them, you know. I don't even know nothing about them. I got to go and have my team dig up everything that they sign. And we can ask for it. And they better give it to me. Because if they ain't giving it to me, I'll come right back on air and say these fellas hiding these things. But the point is, we don't know. Because I keep hearing all kind of agreements they sign. Every time I listen to radio, that's another one signed again. Well, you ain't consulting with me. You don't want to say nothing to me. Now, the thing is, Bahamians, we've got to challenge the government of the Bahamas. We have to tell them when we are hurting, when it's not working in our favor. Don't be afraid of them.
Professor, you know, they may say that information above our pay grade. That's why they ain't telling us.
Maybe so. But once you sign it, then I have a right to see it.
Freedom of information.
Freedom of information, yes.
Well, we have a call on the line, but before I go to the call, I just want to say, though, that there are a few of persons within this administration who are doing a really good job. I want to specifically single out Pia Gloverall, who's responsible for who's now the substantive minister of labor. She, you know, in her tenure as a state minister, you said that's not constitutional, as a junior minister.
Yes.
She did a lot of work with regard to getting agreements signed that had been sitting there for years.
Yes,
with all of these various groupings. And I want to commend her for the work that she's done, so much so that even the opposition is commending her, saying, you know, she's one who gets it. She's working.
Yes.
And there are a couple of them in there who are. So, I think it'd
Well, I've
be.
heard the positive remarks about Pia.
Yeah, Pia's been doing a
So,
phenomenal job. And I'm not just saying that because she's my friend. But it's clearly obvious that she went in there with the desire to work.
Well, that's good.
And she's been working very, very hard at it. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS. Caller, you there?
Hello, Miss Malcolm.
Hi, you're on the air.
Good afternoon and good afternoon. Professor, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay. I hope you live to see many more.
I can be right here till the man comes back.
Yes, sir. Professor, I was something you said just now. I have two questions on the Constitution and the Nationality Act, right? But before I forget, when you mentioned that they say they're doing things in the best interest of the people,
that's what they claim.
I don't agree with that. They say that, but we ain't feeling it. One of the first things and I must say I regret, thank God for life and everything, and I know there's always room for improvement. I regret voting for this political party to be in power right now for the foolishness what they're doing. One of the first insulting things they did is drop the court case to be able to tax the web shops more.
Okay.
That's one of the first things they did. Then they talk, but they care about us and put water on our medicine and our groceries. Some people might could afford to do it. They might could afford to do it, but it's more us who is like it's a pressure for us to have to go through that.
Yes.
So I don't believe they'd be doing things on our interest, on the people interest. I think it's all about what plan them and their friends and their grouping up, their class, to benefit them. From they change the watt and say from 10 to 12, when the people were saying, well, Prime Minister Davis, we think the PLP is more compassionate to the poor people than the Free National Movement. At least that's what we thought.
Yeah.
We would think like you wouldn't have put the water on the pampers and the medicine. If you don't have the extra $2 or whatever, you can't get that medicine as much as you need that. And we thought he would have been compassionate. So, I mean, I know a lot of people, but I only could speak for me. I can't talk for people. I regret voting for Brave Davis to be the Prime Minister right now and the Minister of Finance. Okay. All these settlements they do with their friends. When you listen sometimes, you hear the commissioner come on. Prime Minister is my friend. They tell us we ain't supposed to know. They can't tell us what they give these guys with settlements for suing the government. Millions of dollars. The oil company the other day, they must see, how do you say it, when they charge the oil company for making a spill or something. And
damage to the environment.
Yes. They say they can't tell us
what
they charge them, what they tell them to pay the government for what they did to the environment. And I think that's wrong. I think when it comes down to our monies and stuff like that, it should be not a closed secret. It shouldn't be no secret. The Bahamian people should know. And I think they're wrong for that. And I agree with you when you say if they ain't doing good, you should stand up and say it. Don't care. I mean, and you could be PLP. They could be your family.
But let me say this, caller.
Yes, sir.
I'm very much interested in what you were saying. But the thing is that people have to learn the difference between a political party and a government. You can have your political party. I'm not concerned about that at all. It's the government of the Bahamas that you have to make a distinction with in terms of how they operate and how they're doing on behalf of the Bahamian people. That is important. Have they solved any problems? And you talked about the VAT. Yes, the VAT is hurting a lot of poor people. They're struggling. Even Ms. Malcolm, I was in the food store this weekend, and the fellas tell me they ain't hardly getting any tip. And I told them, when I was like they are, I made all kind of money with tips from the people.
People counting coins just to try to get a couple of pieces of grocery.
Well, of course, I understand that. So since it was my birthday, I said him. He said he was born in September too, so I gave him a good tip, and that ain't happen every day. But the point is that I was concerned because we have to get these young boys to become men. They got to get as young as I am, and I told them that. I tell them that all the time. I want y'all to get as young as I am because the thing is, we need them to help us to build the country. But Papa, you you're correct in those things that you mentioned, but it's going to take the people to stand up and fight. And a lot of people are still sitting back and not really paying attention to what's going on.
I hear the Prime Minister sound like he's in a church service somewhere celebrating or talking about the 2 years so far where we have come from 2 years ago,
yes.
and saying that he's not about the status quo. But I believe he's just lip servicing right then, because that's all they about is the status quo. Ain't nothing changed. It ain't nothing changed. It's same old, same old. What I wanted to find out from you, I listened to a tape, and I ain't gonna lie, sorry, Mr. Thompson, I've been by Brave Davis at my Prime Minister house before. I never been in any room, I never been in any bed. Nothing to do with sex. I talking about being able to come to people's house. He been in my house before. You know, I sit on the ground, I let him sit in the bed. We talk, we take, you know, some points, we study some things and stuff like that. And you know, and I never knew him. The part is what I talking about, the tape saying where he telling the people he's a Haitian origin, half Haitian origin, and he telling them they have to stay apart for now. This the part would get me until
I heard that too.
And then they can get back together. So I wonder if that's like treason. What he's saying is, I mean, I never know all of this about him being Haitian or his. I never knew it. So I'm trying to find out, like, if this nationality act, which I was talking about, what we talking about, I wonder who was the government. I think I might be right. I could be wrong. I wonder if Fred Mitchell was the minister in charge of either immigration or foreign affairs, or the PLP was in power when they did this nationality act.
Yes, the PLP.
Because it sounds like it's conflicting with the Constitution.
It does, yeah.
And I believe Fred Mitchell should know better than that. And
what this got to do with Fred Mitchell? Fred Mitchell was in a part. This was from 1973-74.
The Nationality Act?
Yes.
Jesus. But I remember about 10 years ago, that's when I heard him talking about it.
It's been around a long time.
Which government bring this in? That's the PLP?
Yes, it was done under the Pinling administration.
I mean, we just, in 1973, we had the independence, and then we did the Constitution and all that when we gone to England and all that. Why they had to do it so far? Why they change it up so far? Do they feel like, well, this to circumvent or to work around the Constitution? To be able to do things what the Constitution don't say?
All I know is this. It was passed by the House of Assembly. All right? It's unconstitutional because you cannot change the Constitution without approval from the Bahamian people. All right, the Nationality Act that the government passed, or the Parliament passed at that time, was never given approval by the Bahamian people. And so it is...
So ain't nothing we could do about it.
Of course, what you mean is nothing we could do about it. See, that's a mistake we are making all the time. The Bahamian people have to come to understand there is something you can do about it. We have to take them to court.
Oh.
That's what's being done. You're working on that as I speak to you right now. You have to take the government to court. We will take them to court. We have a strong case. We believe and we have hard evidence that the government is dead wrong. And the Privy Council has already made a ruling. And so it's important that we need to understand that we have to take action against the government of the Bahamas. Notice what I said.
So this can be the government, or it can be them personal, or it can be suing ourselves. We can't ourselves to court?
No, listen carefully, Bob.
Okay, sir.
Action has to be taken by the Bahamian people against the government of the Bahamas for what they have done in terms of citizenship in this country. What they're doing right now, as I speak to you, is totally unconstitutional.
And criminal.
Well, I'll use the word unconstitutional.
Okay.
And we have to take them to court to get a ruling. We are asking the court to enforce the ruling that they have already given their consent to.
So all of these things what they do in the Nationality Act, these people with citizenship and all that, all of them will be null and void.
We have to get the court to enforce what the Privy Council has ruled. Lock, stock, and barrel in the Darcy Ryan case, which happened 40-some years ago. They just ignored it. That's what they did. And then the case with Jane Rooney case, they ignore it. That's what the government of Bahamas has done. They have ignored the ruling by the Privy Council. So we got to go to the court to tell them, listen, this thing got to be enforced. You can't just let the government run away doing foolishness. But that's what they're doing now. No one has challenged them. But we have to challenge them, Papa.
I agree, Mr.
And that's what we are doing now. And we need the support of the Bahamian people to make it work.
Put our money where our mouth is.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Happy birthday, Mr. Thompson. I hope you live to see many more.
So I can be right here.
Yes,
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling, Papa. All right, we got to take a break. On the other side of the break, we're going to continue this conversation with Professor Sidney McArthur Walter Thompson, the birthday boy, going through the Constitution of the Bahamas in comparison with the Bahamas Nationality Act. We will have more on the other side. Stay with us. This is GPS.
Global Paradigm Shift will return after
Your
this.
body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing Fast-Acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting, sugar-free, berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for a rims, paints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
It's gotten harder and harder to get your daily requirement of vital nutrients from food alone. Without additional vitamin and nutrient support, your health and well-being can suffer drastically. That's why Z-Radical was specifically formulated. It combines a blend of antioxidant-rich vitamins, minerals, and botanicals with the protective powers of fucoidan to help fill the gaps from lack of nutrients in your foods. The core of Z-Radical is fucoidan, a naturally occurring polysaccharide that helps stimulate immune reaction, protecting you against inflammation and oxidative stress. We harvest this powerful mineral-rich nutrient from brown seaweed, harvested only from the world's most pristine ocean waters to ensure the purest quality. It's then extracted using cold process technology to ensure maximum levels of bioavailability. Then we add essential vitamins that help to protect your cardiovascular and nervous systems and are crucial for optimal immune and neurological function. Z-Radical also includes a proprietary blend of delicious antioxidant-rich fruits and berries. This great-tasting combination helps your body combat free radical imbalances that can contribute to a variety of degenerative conditions like arthritis and heart disease. Z-Radical. Experience the power of fucoidan with antioxidant-rich berries, 8 essential vitamins, and more to provide you with potent health benefits. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
And we are back. Welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm in your company with Professor Sidney McArthur Walter Thompson on this Masterclass Monday as we look at the Constitution of the Bahamas. The telephone numbers to call are 3260271, 3260271, 3260272.
3260272. And the WhatsApp line for messages and calls is 801-0271. That's area code 242-801-0271. We are streaming live on Facebook on the official Michelle Malcolm and Global 99.5 FM pages. Also streaming live on YouTube and on Cable Bahamas channel 974. You can download the Global 99.5 FM app to your smart device and check us out there. And obviously there's radio. And so thank you to all of you who are tuned in by way of radio, whether it's from New Providence or Grand Bahama or the rest of the country or outside of the country. A huge welcome to you all. Thanks for making GPS a part of your afternoon. All right, so the birthday boy and I are going over the Nationality Act in comparison to the Constitution of the Bahamas. And we are finished now with part 3 of the Nationality Act. Part 4 deals with certification. Certificate of citizenship in cases of doubt.
When I read that, I said, boy, this is interesting.
Interesting indeed. So let me read 14 for you guys. Again, I'm reading from the Nationality Act, and we will compare it with the Constitution. So 14, Article 14 of the Bahamas Nationality Act says, 14.1, the minister may, at his discretion, on application made by or on behalf of a person with respect to whose citizenship of the Bahamas a doubt exists, whether on a question of fact or of law, certified that that person is a citizen of the Bahamas. Let me read that again.
I wonder if they understood what.
Yeah, let me read it again. I can read it slower because this deep.
Yeah, getting very deep.
Okay. Part 4, certification, Article 14 of the Bahamas Nationality Act. 14.1. The minister may, at his discretion, on application made by on behalf of a person with respect to whose citizenship of the Bahamas a doubt exists, whether on a question of fact or of law, certify that that person is a citizen of the Bahamas.
What is he saying there? He said fact, and he said law.
Or law.
Fact, law. What's the difference between the two? And what law are you talking about? Are you talking about constitutional law?
Well, clearly not.
Clearly not, yeah. Okay.
Because he's in this, it says the minister.
The minister may, at his discretion.
At his discretion.
See, that is the problem I have with the way how we, the system writes laws in this country, because basically you'll find that every single thing that's passed in the House of Assembly, the minister exercises this control, what he thinks, what he believes, how he feels. You know, it's a dangerous thing to do things like that. See, we have to have laws that are clear-cut. And it's unfortunate that this is what we have.
So, in other words, if a question, we talk about how we see every day all these people in the paper applying for naturalization, right?
And they're applying for naturalization, which is contrary to the Constitution.
So this is saying, and correct me if I'm wrong,
yes,
that if somebody decides to raise the question, let's say they see Jean-Pierre, Jean-Claude, or whatever in the paper saying this person has applied for naturalization, for citizenship. And if there's any objection, because it always says that if you have an objection, you need to raise an objection. So if somebody decides to raise an objection, and they say that there's a doubt on whether that person is qualified for citizenship.
Yes.
The minister, at his discretion, determines whether the question is based on fact or law. It is the minister that says, okay, I hear what you're saying, right? But I can decide if I can give this person citizenship or not. So you could further come to me talking what you got. You have a problem with this. There's some doubt here that this person qualifies. Because at the end of the day, the power still lies in the hands of the minister according to the Nationality Act.
Well, that's dangerous. That's very dangerous. Because, see, they're supposed to be specific. That's why I like the Constitution, which gives specific instructions as to citizenship in this country. Who has the right to revoke and all that sort of thing. That's clearly spelled out in the Constitution. But now in this thing, they talk about the minister. And when the law is written like that, it can cause all kinds of problems. We don't know who may be in the chair tomorrow or this afternoon. It could change as quickly as that. It is a problem the Bahamian people have to deal with. Unfortunately, we have not dealt with it in more than 50 years. We're not thinking about the way how the law is structured in our country. But I've noticed it for quite a while now, and that's why I began to speak out on it, that the way how the laws are structured, even the statute laws, is very complicated for the average Bahamian. And then, of course, you have some others who have some ulterior motives. So is the law being helpful to the average Bahamian? The answer is no. He doesn't even understand it. For example, when the magistrate reads the penal code, that's the first time that person is hearing about any such thing as the penal code. He may not even know what that means. You're guilty, or you're being charged, penal code so-and-so. All right? But that's the first time he or she is hearing that. And so the minister, see this kind of power that this particular personality would have, it's very dangerous. And so it's left to him. He decides, is it fact or is it law? And I know what law he's talking about. That's another kettle of fish.
Well, reading this, and I can read 14.2 right now.
Yeah, of course.
But looking at this, I see why Minister Bell said, I've done nothing wrong. If he going by this Nationality
if he's going
Act,
by that?
yes,
Yeah, okay.
And why the Prime Minister would have said he didn't do anything wrong.
Yes.
Because they clearly are going by the Nationality Act.
Yes.
But as you keep pointing out, the Nationality Act, in many instances, and this is certainly one of them, is in direct conflict with the Constitution.
Yes. So the Constitution supersedes.
So it's easy, though, for someone to get up and say, well, I didn't do anything wrong. See, this is what the Nationality Act says.
Right.
And if you don't know any better, you will take that as gospel.
Of course you would.
Because and come closer to the microphone. People complaining that the volume.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Because if you don't know what your Constitution says and all you're being presented with this is Nationality Act.
Yes, that's correct.
Then you're going to believe that there was nothing untoward happening there.
That is correct. And that's where the problem comes in. Because they're using something else different, which the Supreme Law says one thing, the Nationality Act says another thing. Let's go all the way back to the time of independence. And so it's unfortunate that it's been going on for so long, but people are waking up to it now. We have to do something about it. That's the only alternative we have. We shouldn't sit and grumble and complain and do nothing. Just like I say about the single fathers. The single fathers have a great victory on Article 6. But the single fathers have not yet organized themselves to go even further because there are some other things they can do. But they're not organized. Article 24(1) of your Constitution.
Mm.
Their rights have been trampled on for more than half a century. And the court has ruled in their favor. Now they have something strong to go against the government with. But if we sit back and allow them, just like with the Darcy Ryan case, they just ignored it. There's no one put no pressure on them. Just like with the Jane Rooney case, they tried that crap again. They lost that one too. Because the man could not qualify. He didn't even have a right to apply because it already passed his 18th.
But you know, once they come with a lawyer with a hard mouth, once he loud enough.
Loud enough. That scare people.
Apparently so.
It would appear so, yeah. But I tell people.
Come closer to the microphone.
Thank you very much. I tell people, it doesn't matter who says what. It's what your Constitution says. That's final. That's rock solid. I don't care who is the KC or the QC or any particular personality who is in the cabinet. Those things don't matter to me. Because I'll tell them to their teeth. The Constitution is supreme. Lock, stock, and barrel. Now, here's another thing the people got to think about. Why do you want to have people in power who violate your Constitution? Why? See, that's another factor we need to look at. If you have a group of people exercising authority in this country, violating the supreme law, they have no respect for you, they have no respect for law. But these are the same people who say we are a country of laws, and they themselves are not respecting the supreme law. Not just a statute law now, the supreme law, the highest law in the land, where you need to look through every agreement that they sign through the mirror of the supreme law. So when you have people exercising power and authority in your country, violating the Constitution, then that's cause for deep concern. And you don't allow that just to sit there because you're asking for big trouble. Sooner than later, something terrible can happen. And so we have to try to avoid that. That's why you have to take the government to court. The government's not going to understand until they get kicked, you know. You got to kick them again.
Oh, Lord.
It's going to be a third kick for them.
Mm.
And we will be successful in what we are doing because we got the Privy Council on our side. We just got to get the court to say, listen, this is what the court has ruled. And when we go to the Supreme Court can't say, they can't come up with a ruling, say they rule against the Privy Council. That's nonsense. How could a lower court rule against what the Privy Council already decreed?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So all we're saying to them is we want you to tell the government of the Bahamas to enforce the law. That's it. Lock, stock, and barrel. Stop them from doing the crap that they're doing now. That's the nuts and bolts of it. And we have to be able to stand up and tell the government you are dead wrong. So what are we afraid of? Afraid of who? Afraid of what? When the law is on your side, the Constitution is on your side. See, I always tell people, as long as I am constitutionally sound, I couldn't give a hang how many attorneys, or how many QCs, or how many KCs disagree. Doesn't matter to me.
Mm.
Once I know, and Mr. Thompson's going to know that he know that he know that he know, that's constitutional. And if I ain't sure, I ain't going to say nothing. But I could say it because I know it. And it is unconstitutional what they're doing. You just got to tell the court, listen, the ruling has already been passed. You need to get them to enforce the rule, to go by the law. They're not bigger than the Privy Council. No government is bigger than the Privy Council. They're supposed to go by the law. Now, when a government refuses to go by the supreme law, there's a way to deal with that. There's one way to deal with that. I ain't going to touch that today. That's a different kettle of fish. But I can tell the Bahamian people, in no uncertain terms, we cannot have a government in power violating the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Bahamas. That has to stop. Because you're asking for chaos and confusion. Because that's what we can get if we don't stop them. And you won't even know this place anymore. We're trying now to come upon 300 years of peaceful transition and these fellas doing foolishness. And we're going to sit back and pretend like we ain't see it. What you mean you ain't see it? And the evidence is right in your face. Come on, Bahamians. You have to stand up and tell your representative, say, I ain't see mine yet. But I'll tell him, when I see him, you'll get a piece of my mind. All I'm saying is you have to be honest and upfront with them. You elected them. I have no problem with the decision the Bahamian people made in choosing a government. I have to live under that government. But when that government is unconstitutional, Sidney, McArthur, Walter, Thompson will tell them in no uncertain terms, I ain't checking for you.
No matter which administration.
No matter which administration is in power. Because the thing is, they are duty bound to follow the Constitution, lock, stock, and barrel. And when they're not doing that, they become a threat to the stability of the country. That's what they are.
Wow.
Now, people may find some other terms to do that, but I have to speak it the way it is. And that's what we have to do. You have to tell the people, you have to tell those who are representing, who have sat in that House and in the Senate from 50 years plus, you have to be upfront and tell them. They got to be afraid of them. But if they don't change, well, then we will see what happens.
All right. Well, we have to take a break. On the other side of the break, we're going to look at the Nationality Act 14.2.
Okay.
Very interesting paragraph there.
Yes, ma'am. It gets more revealing.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Stay with us. We'll have more on the other side of the break. This is GPS.
Global Paradigm Shift will return after
At
this.
Lee Air, safety is our #1 priority. Flying since 1996, we offer scheduled flights into Fresh Creek and Mangrove Key Andros and Great Harbor Key, Berry Island, twice daily, 7 days a week. Affordable charter services are also available to anywhere in the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Lee Air Charter Services. Call 225-3267, 702-7127, or 322-1317 for reservations.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
For all your building needs, it's Carib Construction and Project Management on Gladstone Road. We build it all: schools, homes, hotels, and more, including structures requiring a Phase 3 electrical contractor. We also provide project management services. The first step towards your dream building begins at Carib Construction and Project Management. Call us at 376-1556 or 341-4466.
One of the things I love about the mailboat is their relationship with Bahamas Air. I can earn travel points on my international freight and redeem them when I fly.
For me, online shopping is easy with Mailboat's U.S. addresses and regular freight delivery to Nassau. Plus, I can always prepay customs and freight, and they always notify me when my package arrives.
Yeah, a lot of people think the Mailboat is just for shipping, but they also offer a safe and secure storage facility at affordable rates, all in a central, convenient location.
We also offer passenger service into Freeport multiple times per week with a seating capacity of over 450 persons. With family movies on large screens, one hot meal included, and on-board lounge for snacks and soft drinks. We're the Mailboat. We're bridging people, products, and places.
Executive Printers is your one-stop shop for all your branding and customization needs. Letterheads, envelopes, business cards, invoices, share and gift certificates, rubber stamps, vouchers, funeral programs, brochures, flyers, banners, and promotional items like mugs, water bottles, mouse pads, and key rings, all with personable service and great quality. No project is too small or too large. For great turnaround and competitive pricing, make an executive decision. Call us at 393-5011.
And we are back. Welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift. What phone that is? Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. I'm Michelle Malcolm. Welcome back. The telephone numbers to call if you'd like to become a part of this conversation with Professor Sidney McArthur, Walter Thompson on this Masterclass Monday. 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272. The WhatsApp line for messages and calls is 8010271. That's 242-801-0271. We are streaming live on Facebook on the official Michelle Malcolm and Global 99.5 FM pages. Also streaming live on YouTube, and you can catch us on Cable Bahamas channel 974. You can also download the Global 99.5 FM app to your smart device and check us out there. And of course, there's radio. Welcome to all of you who are tuned in by way of radio, whether it's here in New Providence, our large audience in Grand Bahama, the family of islands, last but by no means least, all of you who are tuned in from outside the Bahamas. A special welcome to you guys, because I know y'all could be doing anything right now, but yet you're here with the birthday boy and I, and we appreciate your presence and being a part of the show. Speaking of which, there's still some more birthday greetings coming in for you via
Thank you.
Facebook. Sanford Rhodes says, happy birthday, blessings, Professor Thompson.
Thank you very much.
Loretta says, happy birthday, Mr. Thompson. Enjoy your day. I pray you enjoy many more, and thank you for educating the public. Sandra says, oh yes, hope you're having a pleasant birthday today. Happy and prosperous birthday, Mr. Thompson. Okay, so we started to look at part 4, which deals with certification in the Bahamas Nationality Act. They're only in section 14. There are only 2 paragraphs.
Yeah, okay.
So we went over paragraph 1 of 14 prior to the break. Now let's look at 14.2.
Yes, ma'am.
It says a certificate issued under this section
shall, unless it is proved that it was obtained by means of fraud, false representation, or concealment of any material fact, be conclusive evidence that the person to whom it relates was such a citizen on the date thereof, but without prejudice to any evidence that he was such a citizen at an earlier date. I'll read that again. This section again deals with certificate of citizenship in cases of doubt. And all Professor been doing for the past couple of weeks is raising cases of doubt.
Okay.
In comparison with the Constitution, but I'll read it again.
Yeah, that's a different matter.
It says 14.2. A certificate issued under this section shall, unless it is proved that it was obtained by means of fraud, false representation, or concealment of any material fact, be conclusive evidence that the person to whom it relates was such a citizen of the date thereof, but without prejudice to any evidence that he was such a citizen at an earlier date.
Now,
come closer to that microphone for me.
Okay, when you hear that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at one, it says the minister
Mm-hmm.
makes the determination.
Right.
So after he makes that determination, what happens then? Where I come and say, that is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I go? I go back to him again. If I'm following what he's saying there, because he's saying that he's going to determine fact, that is a fact or in law. Now, what law? I put a question mark to it. A fact would be something that's either it is or it isn't. All right? Now he says in 2, if a certificate issued under this particular section, what section? Section 1 there. Isn't that right? 14.1.
Yeah.
Because he would have issued the certificate.
Right.
Remember now that he is the one who is in judgment. He makes what he thinks, what he believes,
Mm-hmm.
what he understands. So he gives it out, and then he comes back in 2 and says, any certificate given out, whether for concealment or some other matter comes up where that person ought not to even have it in the first place,
Mm-hmm.
because that could happen.
Right.
What happens then? Where do you go from there? You have to go right back to the minister. And so he is the one that's making the determination. He has already made a determination. And then you come to find out the determination that he made was based on
Error.
fraudulent information, error,
Mhm.
deceit, lies, hypocrisy, etc.
Mm-hmm.
What happens then? Is he going to change it? See, the thing, I look at it this way. If we do not have clear-cut regulations, instead of leaving it up to a minister, how he feels, what he thinks, he might be in a bad mood on a given day. Feelings should have nothing to do when it comes to law. Either it is or it isn't. That's why I like the way I was written in the Constitution. The Constitution gives specific dates, specific times. And if you don't fall into that, tough for you. You're not supposed to have any sympathy. The law doesn't have any sympathy. Well, I think he should get a little chance. You know, then Susie comes along. She want one chance too. Then John and Henry come along. They want one chance too. So you got a whole army of people lining up say they want a chance. And the Constitution says, no, you can't get it. You passed 19. Your time is up. And yet they've been giving out citizenship, violating that constitutional principle, thinking that, you know, it doesn't mean much. But when the Constitution says your time is up, that's it. Just like July of 1974. There is no such thing as no naturalization day unless there's a referendum to instill that back into the Constitution. That's passed. Just like the first article.
You know, this
Let me just make this point. Then
okay.
Okay. What I see here is a mix-up thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you look at 14.1, you read 14.2.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? What is he saying to me? What are you saying, Mr. Minister? I am saying that what you did was fraudulent. The same thing with the Haitian man. Where's the evidence to show in the Constitution that he qualified to be a citizen of this country?
Didn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
His wife and his children don't qualify for citizenship either. But then the man say he ain't doing nothing wrong. What kind of nonsense is that?
Oh, that person. I thought you were talking about Jean Roney.
Jane Roney, the same thing.
Yeah.
He could not qualify.
Well, the thing is, with with the deceased person who this whole controversy started with, they never made it public what his qualifications were.
We're challenging them now. Where's the evidence, according to even their forms?
Right.
What form did he fill out
Mm-hmm.
to become a citizen? Because when you look at his record, you will see constitutionally he could never qualify. Never. According to the supreme law of the land. His wife and his children cannot qualify.
So this whole Nationality Act is as clear as mud.
Yes. Because
when you put it up next to the Constitution.
When you put it up next to the Constitution.
I would like to suggest, Professor, that is by intent.
But I am not going to disagree with that, because you will see how the government of the Bahamas has been, as they say, the Attorney General is supposed to advise them. Okay, fine. They've been getting bad advice, terrible bad advice. But the law says, the supreme law says that he's their legal advisor. I'm not going to knock that. That's the Constitution. So I go along with that.
Mm-hmm.
But now when you act unconstitutionally, that's a different kettle of fish altogether. Because you're violating, you are ultra vires the Constitution. Now, when you look at what he's saying in 14.1, what he's saying in 14.2, are you saying to me, I find out now you gave this paper out, which is unconstitutional in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And I come back and I put another case in there and I say, Mr. Minister, here's the evidence to show this was obtained by fraud. You made a decision, but it was based on fraud.
Right.
Maybe not known to you,
right.
But under the circumstances it was issued.
Mm-hmm.
What happens now? Because remember now, in 14.1 is saying, as he thinks.
That is sole discretion.
His sole discretion.
Mm-hmm.
Then you come back in 14.2 and say, if it was obtained by such and such. You're back to square one again, Ms. Malcolm. That's all I'm saying. Because he would have made a bad decision, and here now we find something was concealed. Is he prepared to change it? Is he prepared to correct it? Is he prepared to admit that he was wrong? You know, these fellas don't like to admit when they're
I
wrong.
just could tell you what politician in this country, doesn't admit they're wrong.
Never. None. That's why the man say he ain't do nothing wrong. Huh? Constitutionally, he did everything wrong. The Constitution backs me up on that. There is no article in the Constitution where that Haitian man, who he claimed he did a favor for,
Mm-hmm.
no constitutional authority to give that individual or declare that individual to be a Bahamian citizen. His wife nor the children could qualify. So that was done by fraud. So Hayes, you see, this is such a mix-up thing now. 14.1, 14.2. And so when I read these things, and I see where, when I read the Constitution shows clear-cut points, This is what you do to qualify to be a citizen.
Right.
Ain't left to no discretion of nobody. Either you meet it or you don't. It's just that simple. This is a serious matter. Citizenship is a very delicate subject to deal with. It's serious business. You're talking about adding people to your nation.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of background they have? What kind of character do they have? You don't want to add a bunch of personalities who cannot help your country,
Mm-hmm.
who would be a threat to national security. See, when the minister acts in this way, you have to question whether is that not a threat to the national security of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Mm.
I may think he's doing wrong or doing right. See, it has to be questioned. And Bahamians have to wake up and look at this piece of legislation. In fact, it was someone had brought it to my attention. You see, Ms. Malcolm, and I was looking at this thing in earlier years. I didn't even know this piece of legislation existed.
Mm.
But what I saw was some things the government of the day was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, but this can't be right. You're giving people citizenship who do not qualify. You're not a part of the United Kingdom and colonies.
Mm-hmm.
So how could you get citizenship? And you're already in an independent nation. What kind of nonsense is that?
Mm.
So that bothered me, but I couldn't find out what they were working with, what they were doing, until someone brought it to my attention.
Mm-hmm.
I said, now see, even what they got written across there, the opening thing, I was very displeased with that. And they talk about certification and deprivation. Well, I say, Bill, the Constitution already told me who's responsible for that.
Mm.
It's not no minister. But then they have this law which says the minister, and everything is at his discretion, how he feels, how he thinks, what he wants to do. What kind of law is that? And that's a problem for me. It's at his discretion. Come on, man. We have to do better than that.
We have to take a break. Let's take our final break of the show, and then we're going to wrap it up on the other side. Boy, I tell you, this is GPS. We'll be back after this. Stay with us.
Global Paradigm Shift will return after this.
Blood sugar levels play a key role in your appetite, weight gain, and overall health. When you have a blood sugar spike, you can feel confused, dizzy, and even have increased cravings. Eating carbohydrates, sugary or fatty foods, and not exercising can all cause blood sugar spikes. But now you have help in managing blood sugar levels. Sweeties by Youngevity was designed to help support healthy blood sugar levels, so you can power through your day. It's a synergistic blend of minerals, herbs, and nutrients that have been proven to support healthy blood sugar levels. Sweeties includes chromium, an essential trace mineral that's known for its contribution to healthy blood sugar levels and improved metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Cinnamon bark has been included for its naturally occurring antioxidants and support of a healthy heart. And we've even added gymnema. It's been used in Ayurveda for centuries to help promote healthy blood sugar. All the ingredients in Sweeties work together to give the best support available for blood sugar control. Sweeties, the blood sugar support supplement from Youngevity that helps control cravings and manage blood sugar levels through your day. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for a rims, paints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Track Life, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
As you age, factors like health, weight, diet, and lifestyle can all impact your bones, joints, and general mobility. Even everyday exercise can lead to wear and tear on your body. Over time, you might start to experience stiffness or pain due to damaged joints or connective tissue. Ultimate Glucogel by Youngevity was created to help you limit the effects of wear on your joints. It delivers a daily dose of collagen-rich gelatin your body needs for joint elasticity and maintenance. Ultimate Glucogel contains a 1-to-1 ratio of gelatin and glucosamine sulfate, which is a key building block of your bone matrix, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, and connective tissue. Gelatin's unique blend of amino acids not only help with muscle and joint health, but also has been shown to provide additional benefits for the brain, skin, and hair. Ultimate Glucogel. Natural, optimal daily support for joint health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Point 5.
All right, welcome back to GPS. We only have 2 minutes left in the show, and I'm going to give 1 minute to the birthday boy to give us his final thoughts, and again, give out the contacts as to how you can reach him if you'd like to be a blessing to him on his birthday. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Malcolm. And Bahamians, I'm very appreciative of those who started to send those gifts in. That is very good. Now, I'm going to give you two numbers, 465-5786, 465-5786. Those, of course, outside of the country, you have to dial 242 and then the number 465-5786. Or the other number, 325-8652, 325-8652. And
you all wait till the man finish the show before you start calling, all right?
Till the show's over. Please do. And it's going to go for a month from the 18th of September to the 18th of October. Because I want you to think about it very seriously. And I appreciate all of you out there who listen very much to the show. I understand it's a big group out there in Grand Bahama. People have been telling me that all the time. And of course, I know we have a big group in Providence and some of the other islands as well. So I'm very appreciative of you listening in, and continue to listen. I can be here next Monday by the grace of God.
Amen.
And I continue to go forward. But listen now, and if you don't understand anything about the Constitution, use those same numbers to call me. If you call the show here, if you forget it, you call there, they'll get the message to me.
Well, on behalf of a grateful nation, I want to once again wish you a very, very happy birthday, Professor.
Thank you.
May you live to see many, many more, and God's richest blessings upon you. And let's continue to lift this heavy weight of trying to educate the people and getting the knowledge that they need to them. It's heavy, but somebody got to do it.
Yes, someone has to do it.
And I believe our shoulders are broad enough to get it done.
Oh, yes.
All right. All right. That's our time, guys. Got to get out of here. Be sure you tune in tomorrow. It's going to be a very interesting show indeed. Don't miss it. Until then, I'm Michelle Malcolm. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. See you guys tomorrow, God willing. Take care.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests.